everyone, welcome to the Weekend Refresh. My name is Ryan Kearns, and on this show we will be bringing you a recap of the news from the week. So basically this show will be for people who are either too lazy to read the articles on the website, or perhaps they're illiterate, or maybe even just lazy illiterates. So that little BioShock Infinite trailer was a nod towards this week's top story, which is an article about the fall of AAA developers and how more well-known game designers are going into smaller studios. This is on the news of last week with Irrational Games closing down and Ken Levine starting a 15-person development team for his next game. It's not as uncommon as you would think. The article goes into how pretty much the same thing has been done by Cliff Bleszinski, David Jaffe, Keiji Inafune, Peter Molyneux, Fumito Ueda, and Vince Zampella. So a lot of people are doing this, and the idea is to raise the question, do we even really need these really multi-million dollar, huge budget AAA development studios anymore? Unfortunately, the day after I wrote the article about the fall of AAA developers, Sony Santa Monica Studios laid off 50 employees and canceled an original title that had been in the works since 2010. It was supposedly a original sci-fi title being led by Stig Asmussen, who was responsible for the later God of War games after David Jaffe left the studio. And you might recognize him from this Arts Institute commercial. Yeah, it's that guy. Unknown whether or not Stig had lost his job along with other 50 employees, but kind of sucks that we'll probably just be seeing yet another God of War sequel out of Sony Santa Monica. Harmonix unveiled a new game this week, and yay, it's not another Kinect title. Surprisingly enough, it is a first-person shooter, but of course, this being Harmonix, it is a music-based first-person shooter. The target platform right now is PC, and they're saying it's going to be free to play. So it should be interesting to see how this title shapes up. They still have not released Fantasia Music Evolved, but really, who cares? Also up on the site this week is a great article about Sandbox Games. Some of the games mentioned in this article are Rust, Minecraft, 7 Days to Die, Terraria, I'm not quite sure. Haven't checked that one out yet. And of course DayZ. So check out the article. There is a difference between open world and sandbox games apparently, so I learned a few things reading it. Go check it out. Speaking of Sandbox Games, the site has a write-up on Star Citizen this week. It's a sandbox-style space simulator that in his spare time sells seashells down by the seashore. There's a lot of S's in that in case you didn't get that joke. So what is Star Citizen? It made $39 million on Kickstarter. That's what you need to know. A lot of people want to play this game. It's this open world space spacecraft game by the creator of Wing Commander. So it's shaping up to look really great. Check out the article for lots of pretty screenshots and video. And since I'm technically recording this while it's still Black History Month, this article is still relevant. I wrote a story on the history of black video game characters, going all the way back to the Atari days, of course Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES, to more modern day characters like Lee Everett in The Walking Dead and Adewale in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. So self-promotion, what do you expect? I think it's a great article, and I think you guys should check it out too. And if you like reading articles about the history of black video game characters by a very white guy, here's some Quakecon news from a guy who's never been to Quakecon. So apparently Quakecon is going to be a couple weeks late this year, shifting to July 17th to the 20th, and also shifting are the price of tickets. Last year on the low end you could get a ticket for $30, and on the absolute high end it was $90. This year it has shifted to the cheapest tickets, $50, and on the high end $150, and a lot of people are upset about this. Wonder what's actually going to be going on at Quakecon this year. There's speculation whether or not John Carmack will show up now that he's no longer with id. And Bethesda and id have some pretty big titles in the works, so who knows, maybe they'll unveil the new Doom or the new Fallout. We'll wait and see. Hopefully the tickets will be worth it. So that was your weekend refresh. For links to all the articles mentioned in this video, just check out the show notes, and keep your eyes on Gamerzunite.com for all the latest news, reviews, and gatherings in the video game industry. I'm Ryan Kearns, and I'll see you next week.